Where did Shivam go? Hello, Shivam. Hello. Hello, Ishad. Shivam, where are you? Hello, Sonu.
Ya, pan ya.
Okay, I have 4 participants. I'm starting. So today's class is once you receive your class, you will find that I have started something about interviews because you see there are two problems at this present moment. Number one is that after you finish your sixth semester, you will be looking out for jobs. Everyone will be asking you to look out for jobs. College will even the college will try to bring in companies or ask you to submit your CVs and stuff like that. That is one thing. And college is always complaining to me that my students are not being able to perform. That is one area. Another area is this coronavirus has I mean, everyone is saying that this will lead to lots of job scarcity, jobs will change, and there will be different type of job. The present ones maybe not which we will find so much. The job sector will be different. You'll have to apply somewhere else and stuff like that. The most important thing that you have to do is in all these cases is that you have to prepare yourself for that. So that is why I've started. Who is this one without a name? Any idea, any of you? Yes, that's Apurva. Okay, fine. Apurva, if possible, give your name because now the Zoom has become very unstable and not safe. So if I don't know the name, I'll not admit. I am always asking you to join with a password and you're joining in a meeting room. I allow you in, then you come in. So try to remove your gadget names and put in your own name, okay? For the next time. So I'll start sharing my screen. Once you get your assignments, class notes, you'll find that I have given you this one. General trends of technical interview or any interview that a graduate goes to. And what are the things now at the present scenario, what are the things you can expect? You have to probably sit for a qualifying test or have some qualifying marks before you're called. That is one step. But that is not actually the screening test. Suppose a company asks and says comes and asks that we will be taking only those students who have got say 55% marks throughout all the semesters. Okay, So that means many of you are eligible. Then they will do a screening. So there is a short MCQ type of question, and among the say 60% of you of the class who were selected, among those 60%, 30% is off. Now that means we have about 40% of the entire class left, more or less. I'm not that good at maths, but more or less it will be 40% left. So when it is 40% left, they will think that, my God, now still there are so many people left. So what to do? They may ask you to do certain other things to, even go down. Previously, it was just a interview. Nowadays, they are doing these things. What are they doing? They're taking a short test, a broad answer type or a short answer type test, which will be more or less technical, not a general one. So I'm not going into that. Or a presentation, again, that will be technical based. Some technical questions in general interview, or a technical exercise. This is something which we can discuss a little bit. Technical exercise means the topic will be technical, but they will see that you are doing it in a group, you are helping each other, but also doing your own work. You are taking the project and you are breaking down into small parts, which you are distributing among the members, among your what should I say, group members, and then doing it, and then submitting the entire thing. Not just doing your work and keeping it in front, but submitting and doing your work. By work, I mean discussion work. You will be maybe writing down something and then together sitting down and discussing and coming up with a result. So you have discussed and come up with a complete result. That is what they would be asking for. Okay, next, let us move on. What form do they take? Depends on mainly on the employer, but they are testing your technical competence and your basic understanding of the engineering principles. They will be gauging how well you can explain a technical concept. You have learned lots of technical things. You can probably do them practically, but can you explain them? It is said a person who can explain something knows that particular thing in depth. That means if you explain properly, if you more or less explain the concept, don't just say the definition or the theory, but explain it a little bit. That means you have understood it properly. So that they will do to understand that your technical depth. And they'll ask you the modules and whatever it is. You have to familiarize yourself with first year work, brush up basic engineering knowledge and all these things. These are things you know, but still your subject teachers will tell you. Now I'll come to what other things might a technical interview involve, and do they always look for the right answer? Can you recover if you get stuck? What you have to do? What type of things you can say? Um, there may be a time that you don't know the answer, or suddenly you are so nervous and you have got a question that you know so well that suddenly your mind goes blank. So what they tell you is at this moment is, sorry, at this moment, honesty is the best policy. You have to be honest that, sorry, my mind has suddenly gone blank, just give me a minute. Tell them that, think of it, and answer. And even before you tell them that, take a little bit of pause, because pause, when you're asked a question, you can definitely pause, create the answer in your mind, and then say. That may take 5 to 10 seconds. Any person can wait for 10 seconds if you are giving a solid answer. So you can easily do that. Even the 10-15 seconds, if you don't find your answer, you can just say honestly that my mind has gone blank, just give me a minute. That means you're asking them a little more time. So it can be easily done. And can you ask some questions to the interviewer? You can. So if you did not understand the question, go ahead and ask it. Or if you want something after the job interview, maybe an offer has been made, or you are sure an offer can be made, you can ask them questions. I'll go on to another. Yeah, this is an assignment I have given you, but the assignment is not a very normal one. What do you know about this industry? They can be, I mean, these are semi-technical questions. So that is why I'm going to deal with them. So what do you know about this industry? Which means that when you are joining a company, sometimes you come, I mean, I have heard your seniors complaining that, ma'am, you always tell us that we need to know about the company before we go to the interview. But our company details are not being shared with us. Or maybe we actually don't know the real name of the company. Or maybe we are searching the internet, but we are not finding it. Let me tell you what you have to do in this case. When you don't know about the interview, about the industry, about the company that you are going to, anything about it, what you can do is you can just type the name and search it in Glassdoor or any other job giving site. What happens in Glassdoor or any other similar job giving sites is there are employees working in that particular company, and they give reviews of that company. If you read the reviews, whether the reviews are bad or good doesn't matter, but you can get a little bit of idea of what the people are saying they are working on. The reviews may be very bad, but still they are working on certain things. So you can that particular person is talking about that certain thing a little bit, one or two sentence, and you can take that one sentence or few words and do a search online, that if this is what they are working on, then what is this industry, what can be the company that is doing, that the company is doing. But if you find that it is not possible for you to find out anything, in such cases another thing happens. There is a before the interview process starts, there is a little bit of PowerPoint presentation or some little bit of topics discussed with the students, with the candidates before starting the interview. When they are doing that, you should ask them a few questions. Most of the time nobody asks any questions. That is your place to stand out. When you ask a question, one thing, you get a clear idea of what the company is, or maybe what the company is going to do. Because most of the cases, the companies that come down is, they may be an established company, but the wing or the recruitment process that they are going into is a different sector, different wing that they are starting. They are starting something fresh, and they also want fresh people. So that is why you ask them questions about what actually they are looking for, what type of people they are looking for. You may find out that it is not directly related to your company, to your core area, doesn't matter. Just go ahead and tackle it. First learn to tackle it, then you can find out your core areas. How would you explain a complicated technical concept to a non-technical person? This is very important thing. uh, you may ask me, why should I bother explaining a non-technical person something which is complicated and technical, and maybe even too much theoretical? Because when you bother explaining to a non-technical person a technical topic, that means that you can talk to anybody. Rafat, where did you leave? Rafat is in. Okay, let me go back. Well, so if you can explain a technical topic to a non-technical person, it becomes um, easy to understand that you are a person who has the knowledge about that technical thing, or related technical things, which is very solid and very concrete. You are clear about that. We can develop on that. We can take you in your in our company, and we can ask you to develop on that. We can't build on the base strong knowledge that you have. That is why it's necessary to explain this. Okay. Next is describe your degree subject as if to a 5-year-old in 3 minutes. What happens is we all know that we have a BTech degree, and we think that 99.99 people on earth will understand what the BTech degree entails. It doesn't. What happens is a BTech degree means what? What are you actually expert in? If you tell me that I am a computer science BTech, which means what? You can do what type of things? Which means what type of areas you can apply yourself to? That is what they're asking you. The question is not 5-year-old. The question is be very specific about what you are an expert in. And that thing also explain it in a very novice term. Anybody can understand. Next is how would your degree contribute to the production of Mars bars? Mars bars is nothing but a chocolate bar, a health bar. Okay, so most of it is said that production is something where most of the technical branches contribute into making. Production line is something, Mars bars are produced in a production line. So almost all of the technical branches are necessary to actually go into the process of creating something. Civil engineer is needed to make all the structures. Automation is there. Electricity and electrical and electronics engineers are there. Signaling is necessary, and at the same time computer science engineer is necessary because of the network and the programming that goes into it. So without being a very technical person, I have been able to talk about all these things. And you have to tell your specific degree, what it is that will go into a production company, contribute to a production company. Next is what are the issues of installing an underground cable? Now, most of us don't know how to install an underground cable, but we can have a bit of idea. So take that bit of idea that you have and try to explain. You are trying something which you are not very familiar with and trying to understand and explain, which means you have been given a very crucial situation, an emergency situation, and you are trying to tackle it. That is what they are trying to see. They don't want the answer about how you can actually install an underground cable. They want to see that this is a very crucial situation that you have, and you are breaking it down, and you're trying to understand what can be the issues, and you're trying to talk about it as technically as possible, not trying to be a novice. Okay. Next is what is the minimum number of cards needed to split a cube into 27 smaller cubes? Now, if this is possible to deduct with the help of probability, go ahead and do it. If you cannot, just give them an imaginary answer and tell them that I have just made a rough calculation like this, and I have given them and given you an answer. The reasoning is important. The right answer is not important. Whether you say that 7 cubes or 17 cubes is not important. How you go to that conclusion, what type of steps would you do to get to that conclusion is necessary. Okay. Next is, you see, there are 3 things that they are asking you to explain: a jet engine, a PWR reactor, a geological profile. Now, I have gone online and I have tried to find out what is a PWR reactor. PWR reactor is something like this. It's a water reactor. It's found in power plants in Japan and Canada and stuff like that. So maybe you have, if you are not an EEE graduate, you will hardly have much idea about what a pressurized water reactor is. Again, you have to give a little bit of idea, not go into the details. If you can talk about this particular part, In a PWR, the primary coolant water is pumped under high pressure to the reactor core where it is heated by the energy released by the fission of atoms. Only this much is what they require. The basic thing of what happens in a PWR reactor, because this is a modern concept and it is not there in all countries. It's not that common. It's not that cheap, but it's something which is coming up and being used in some advanced countries. So they want to see whether you have some idea of what is going on in the market, in any field, new things, technical new things that are coming up in the market and being successfully tested and tried and used industrially. That is what they are asking here. Next is, what is a jet engine? Jet engine is something which converts energy rich liquid fuel into powerful pushing force called thrust. If you can say this much is well and good. If you can't, try to make something or just say that where it is used. Aeroplanes, piston engine, cars, etc. If you can see that, it is enough. Last one is geological profiling. Now, what is a geological profiling? A geological profiling or profile is something which you do. I mean, even if you take a picture, okay, they are not allowing me to share. So the profiling is, if you are, suppose this is the front face of a person. When you move it to the side, this is the profile face where you have a little bit of outline of the face from the side. So you have this concept. You don't know what a geological profiling is. Just take this word profile and understand that that is a cut picture of the earth that is given there, and you will have a picture. Just go ahead and describe it. That is what they are asking you. They're asking you to actually go ahead and describe a particular profile that you see. What was the question? Sorry, the question was, can you explain this geology profile to me? If they are asking you to this one, so that means they are giving you a picture. They are giving a picture of the jet engine. They are giving a picture of PW reactor. They are giving you a picture of the geological profile. Go ahead and describe whatever you see on the picture. Don't go into the details if you don't remember anything. If you do remember something, talk about it a little bit, or don't talk about it. Describing the picture is enough. People will understand that you are not you don't get nervous. You are not nervous because of the new thing that has been shared with you. You have understood one word, that is the question which has said describe this. That means the picture has to be described. They are using technical terms because both of you, the interviewer and you, are technical people, and you should understand what the technology is there. So that is what they're asking you. So technically, this is a PWR reactor. Can you explain this? Go ahead and explain whatever you are seeing. Because if it is a PWR reactor, some parts will be marked, and you'll understand what is what, and you can explain. If it is a jet engine, again the same thing. If it's a geological profile, again the same thing. They won't give you something directly related to your subject. They will give you something which is not related to your subject, just to phase you out, so that when you start answering, you will prove that you can thrive or you can perform with a stable nerve when the conditions are problematic, when the conditions are serious, when the conditions are a crisis mode. That is what they are trying to judge. What will you do when you are in a crisis? What will you do when you are, when you have any other problems? What will you do when you are in the what is going on? I tried to unmute you all. So have you got any questions? Unmute yourself and talk. Any questions, any of you?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, Kaustav. Yes. Yes, Kaustav. Sonu, any question? Sonu is not mutable. Unmutable, sorry. Okay, so by evening.
No, ma'am. No question.
Okay, by evening you will be receiving all the assignments and the lesson. Go through it, and you can also go online and check the answers and write the answers. Each answer should be of 250 words, 5 marks each. That is that should not be a small answer. That should be a little bit longish answer, but not more than this type of paragraph. As you can see, this paragraph here is enough for any answer. Okay, so how many words are there? There are 150 words. So go ahead and write 150 words or maximum 200 words. This is 200 words long. Don't make it more than that. And the last question I have given you, explain this 3 things. Explain any one of it. You can add a picture to it. You have taken this jet engine and you have explained it. You can do that. Or you can just go ahead and explain a jet engine. Okay. Okay. I'll send you the recording. I'm ending the meeting now. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. I did not get you. Okay. Thank you.